Hi, welcome to the InterAccess channel, where we're talking about payments in Web3. And for several videos, we've been talking about this. We talked about how the TradFi system works, the problems with the TradFi system, how Bitcoin got us started down this road. These roads that are really important. One is self-custody. I get to keep track of what I have, no longer asking the banks to keep track of what we have. The ledger is really the accounting. It's, as we say, the single source of truth. The ledger, whether it's Bitcoin or how we're talking about Ethereum, is keeping track of the assets that I have and then keeping track of the assets that everyone else has. And then we're able to send crypto, send some sort of crypto assets, send this programmable money from one place to another and have it settle near instantly. So now what we need to talk a little bit about is stablecoins. And the reason why stablecoins are so important is because some of these crypto assets, Bitcoin, ETH, some of the others have value, except the value fluctuates wildly. I can't necessarily, if I'm using it for payments, I don't necessarily want to hold on to it for a long time thinking, I'm going to pay the same amount. And this was famously seen when Microsoft actually started accepting Bitcoin as payment for their products. And what they were actually doing was accounting for it in dollars. So they said you could pay in Bitcoin, but when you go to pay for your computer, your software, we're actually going to calculate how much Bitcoin you owe us based on whatever the dollar value of Bitcoin is at the time. Now, what it means is no matter where I am in the world, I can send you Bitcoin and pay for my services. But what it also means is it doesn't really matter that I'm sending you Bitcoin. They're still going to account for it in dollars. And what that tells us is the world is still transacting in dollars. So we'll still transact in something that resembles fiat currency. We just wanted to make it programmable and get those parts of the crypto ecosystem that we like, which is we like the decentralization, we like the self-custody, we like the instant settlement. So to do that, we have stablecoins. A stablecoin is nothing but a programmable money, a crypto asset that's worth $1. Right, and so we have several different stability mechanisms, and I'm not going to get into those. We have DAI, which is collateralized with other crypto assets. We have USDC, which is US dollar coin, which is collateralized, which is backed by dollars and dollar-denominated instruments. We've had other stablecoins out there, and there might be regulation, there might be legislation about stablecoins in the future, but these are two of the biggest. Of course, we have USDT, which is Tether, which is also known as Tether, which is probably the largest, or is the largest in terms of volume. So these enable people in the world to transact in something that looks and feels like $1. They don't have to go change their prices. They don't have to wonder what the value is of something. They can actually post a price on their website in dollars and get paid in crypto, and it's okay. The value isn't going to change. It's not going to change what their profitability is or anything like that. And they can still get paid in crypto. So now they can go do that. So we have these stable coins that allow us to make payments. And what's interesting about this part is you have companies that have been processing payments in the past. You have companies that are payment processors, that are credit card processors. You have Visa, you have MasterCard, you have American Express, and others that have been processing, that have been actually, helping us exchange value, helping me pay for things at the coffee shop or lunch, helping companies pay each other. And now they are starting to, and looking forward to, actually settling on Ethereum or settling on using some of these blockchains, using these decentralized ledgers to settle transactions, because the settlement will be immediate. They saw this and they said, this is going to cut into our business. This is a problem. And they said, this is also an opportunity. Everyone trusts us. We already have the software. We already have the hardware at all these places, all these retail places. We are already processing payments all over the world. And now, instead of sitting on top, currently they sit on top of a banking infrastructure right now. So they're basically facilitating, and they take a little fee. So what they're going to be doing is, instead of settling on top of banking infrastructure, they're selling on top of Ethereum. And they're saying, no, we're just going to effect this transaction. Adam's paying for his coffee. Adam's paying for his lunch. Ron is paying for some sort of services regularly. We are going to settle it using USDC on Ethereum, instead of settling using dollars in a banking system, because here we can settle immediately. we can keep track of what everyone has, and all we have to do is tie into their wallets and their custody. And then everyone can go back to the Ethereum blockchain, the Ethereum database, and go, we know what everyone had. Adam couldn't have paid for that unless he already had the money. And when Adam pays for his coffee using ETH using USDC on the Ethereum blockchain, the coffee shop gets my money right away. The settlement is almost immediate. This is really important, and the stable coins have brought this about because we are now taking something that looks and feels like a dollar and making it programmable and making it to where not only can I settle payments, but I can have them as part of smart contracts. I can basically have some sort of subscription that says I'm going to pay every month and set that up in what's called a smart contract. I can have a smart contract that says, upon your doing something for me, you will immediately be paid and the settlement will happen immediately. And what does that take out? It takes out sending of invoices, and it takes out 90-day payment cycles and all of those things. And I know some companies are built on top of that float. They like the idea that they get to wait 90 days to pay something. But that is we don't need that system anymore, because we're able to settle our bills, settle our debts immediately using Ethereum or using some of these blockchains that settle transactions immediately. And Visa, MasterCard, American Express see that, and they're building their payments, they're building new payment systems on top of this, because again, they've already built out all this infrastructure to say my coffee shop already has tools that accept Visa and MasterCard. So what if my Visa or MasterCard now settles on Ethereum? We've seen this, and what we've seen in terms of payments also, using what we know, credit cards, debit cards, those kinds of things, is now we have credit and debit, or mainly debit cards, that can be tied to my wallet to say, I tie this debit card to my wallet. When I go pay, it might use the Visa system, but what it's going to do is it's going to take USDC out of my wallet and maybe convert it into dollars, into cash to pay the coffee shop. Well, that's an iterative step. It's not the greatest step, but what it says is I can now hold my assets as crypto and still pay for things. I don't necessarily have to have everything in a bank account, and I don't have to take on debt by using a credit card. I can actually go from my wallet directly to pay for things. So we're still using this infrastructure that's been built, but now we can settle immediately if we want to using the Ethereum blockchain. And these payment processors are seeing that. But this all happens because we have these stable coins. Now, the negative to the stable coins, of course, is we're still reliant on the government, mainly the US government, to decide what a dollar is worth. Because whatever they decide a dollar is worth, that's what a USDC is worth, and that's what a DAI is worth. Eventually, we'll probably get to the point where stable coin is more global, and it is more representative of an entire basket of currencies or a basket of goods or something like that worldwide. And we all get to determine that via certain oracles and such. But for the time being, things are worth a dollar. Everyone in the world can transact in dollars. They understand that. But in order to transact in crypto, we don't have to go to volatile crypto assets. We can keep the stability and get businesses and get individuals utilizing and adopting crypto and utilizing and adopting the Web3 rails without having to go to volatile assets to be able to do so. So that's a little bit about how important stablecoins are in terms of moving to Web3 payments.